Hello friends, welcome back to channel NEET, and we are going to continue with the chapter that is known as the living world. Today is lecture number 7. Okay, so today the topic which I want to discuss is about taxonomic hierarchy. So we are going to discuss taxonomic hierarchy. Okay, so we are going to discuss a topic about taxonomic hierarchy. Now, to make you understand this topic, I'll take an example of a school. Okay, before that, I'll just define the definition of taxonomic hierarchy. Now, taxonomic hierarchy is basically a Greek word. It is an Greek word, okay, where hierarchy means rank. Okay, so it is a Greek word and hierarchy means rank. Now the third very important aspect of it, the main purpose of taxonomic study is to assign each organism's an appropriate place in a systematic framework of classification. Okay, fine. So we'll start with this particular words. Okay, so in taxonomic hierarchy, you have to remember taxonomic hierarchy is a Greek word. Okay, hierarchy means rank. The main purpose of taxonomic hierarchy is taxonomic studies is to assign means to give. Okay, is to assign each organism an appropriate so each and every organism should get an appropriate space in the systematic framework. Now you should know this word that is known as framework. This word again becomes very important because there is a structure of classification what we should know very thoroughly. The most important and the fourth important word which I want to introduce to you is that in taxonomic hierarchy there are two important words that you should understand. The first is category and the other word is taxon. Okay, fine. Now you should know what is category and what is taxon, which I will be soon covering up. And taxon, remember, it is a unit of classification. So it is a unit of classification. Okay, so taxon is nothing but a unit of classification. Okay, fine. So I'll just revise what we are going to do. Okay, so taxonomy or hierarchy is a Greek word. Hierarchy means rank. The main purpose of taxonomic study is to assign each organism an appropriate place in the systematic framework. I said framework. We'll discuss what is a framework. Remember this word of classification while classifying an organism. Okay, then you should know two words, that is category and taxon. And taxon is nothing but an unit of classification. Okay, now we'll consider an example, okay, and we'll understand what I mean to say. Okay, so for making you aware, I'll just write few words so that we understand each and every aspect of it. Okay, so first what I'll do, I'll just consider few forms of it, few words. I'll just write it out beside so that we could understand more. The first word I want to introduce is a framework. Framework. Okay, second word I want you to keep in mind is taxon. Okay, so second word which I want you to remember is taxon. Okay, we also call it as unit of classification. We also call it as unit of classification. Okay, and the third word I want you to recognize or remember is the category. Okay, so keeping these all words in mind, we could be understanding what exactly is taxonomic hierarchy. Okay, now the first thing to understand taxonomic hierarchy, what is taxonomic hierarchy, we'll understand with the help of example. Okay, so let us consider a very common example that we are aware of. Okay, so let us take, okay, school. Okay, let us take a school example. Okay, since this is quite easy to understand. Okay, what I'll do, I'll say principal. Okay, you have principal. Okay, you have teachers. Okay, third you have assistant teachers. What more you have? You have classrooms standard wise. I'll just mention that out to avoid confusion. And fifth, we have students. Okay, so we have this sequence what is written in front of you. Okay, now what I mean to say, this is a framework of the school. Okay, without students this all are not possible, so this becomes an framework. Okay, so this becomes an framework. In a school you have a principal, teachers, assistant teacher, classroom is there, and students are there. So these are the framework, okay, for the school. Okay, fine. Now understand this, what I mean to say by the word category. Okay, I just mention a word here, what you call it as the category. Now I write here a word which is known as category. Okay, and I just mention a word over here, what I mean, I mentioned the word that is category, and now I mention a word that is known as taxon over here. Okay, fine. Now let us consider the concept over here. The first, let us say कि person A is the principal of the school. Person, there are teachers, so I will say that person B. Okay, person D, person F are the teachers of the school. Okay, person C, person G, person H is the assistant teacher of the school. Okay, there are classroom, I'll name it as classroom maybe 10th. Okay, fine. So there is a classroom that is 10th, and there are students, name is M N P. Okay, so we have this arrangement right now. Okay, fine. So we have such organization with respect to the school. Okay, fine. Now you understand this. This is a total framework. Forget this word right now. So this becomes a total framework, right? Fine. And I said person A is the principal of the school. Okay, so principal becomes the category, teachers becomes the category, assistant teachers becomes the category, classroom becomes the category, and student becomes the category. Fine, done. Now what is an taxon? As we discussed, it is an unit of classification. It is an unit of classification. So student here, this becomes a unit. Okay, so you have category at one side and taxon at other side. So students becomes your unit. So who are the taxon right now? So taxons are M, N, P. What is the category? The student category. You understand? Taxon are N, P, and category are the students. Okay, same way classroom becomes category, standard 10 becomes taxon. Means all these three students are from standard 10th. Okay, fine. Again assistant teachers becomes the category and taxon becomes C, G, H. So this becomes a taxon. Now this could be one or many. Okay, same way. I'm just simplifying the stuff so that you understand. Okay, now category becomes, teachers becomes the category, and taxon becomes B, D, F. Okay, now principal becomes the category and you have A as a taxon. Okay, fine. So this is a simple framework of the school with respect to category and taxon. Fine, I hope you understand this. Okay, I'm moving on to further with respect to some more information with respect to the taxonomic hierarchy. Now in taxonomic hierarchy, I want to discuss something more. Now you have some scenario. I'm just rubbing the names. In taxonomic hierarchy, you can see it is going to give us an descending order. Okay, in the hierarchical system you are going to get an descending order. Okay, principal is at the highest level over here and the students are at the lowest level, therefore the word hierarchy. Okay, so from highest, if we come across, it is going to reach to the lowest. Such kind of graded organization, graded organization gives a representation that it has an descending manner of hierarchical systems. Okay, it has a descending manner of hierarchical system. Descending manner of hierarchical system. Okay, so you always have a descending manner of hierarchical systems. Okay, these levels are always fixed, you cannot change. Means the student cannot directly become a principal. There are some steps for becoming principal. The education part becomes one of the criteria for that. Okay, fine, done. So these levels are fixed by rules. Okay, teachers cannot dominate principals, you have to understand this. Okay, fine, student cannot dominate teachers, you have to understand this. Okay, so each category has a particular role in that. Okay, or particular rules for getting classified into this particular taxons. Okay, this particular becomes the category and this particular sequence becomes the taxon. Okay, fine. In a system of classification, the term like taxa and category are often used. You already know this. Basically, in an taxonomic classification, category and taxon are almost used. Okay, fine. So we'll just quickly revise that. Okay, for understanding taxonomic hierarchy, we have taken example of a school. School is a framework. Okay, now framework, the second word what I required a category, so I put on the category word here. I required third word was taxon, so I put on here. We defined it, it is a unit of classification. So student here become an unit. Okay, classroom again becomes an unit, assisting teachers becomes an unit, teachers becomes an unit, principal becomes an unit. Okay, so each level of category is made up of a unit, therefore it is rightly called as the taxon. Okay, category will be something a person is, which person is sitting where. Okay, so that becomes a category, that becomes a particular symbolic representation for that person. Okay, fine. Now we should know about few more things about the taxonomy and categories. Okay, so we'll be discussing that. As we discussed it, that it is a graded manner or graded organization and descending manner of hierarchical system is seen in the taxonomy. Okay, fine. Now few more points to cover in the taxonomic hierarchy. Let's see. In the further process with respect to taxonomic hierarchy, okay, there are some years important and some names important to it. Okay, so we'll be discussing that. Now on basis of taxon, few things you should know. Okay, the first name taxon was coined by H.J. Lamb. Okay, so it was coined by H.J. Lamb and the year was 1948. In 1948. Okay, so you have to remember this, H.J. Lamb in 1948. Okay, so taxon was coined by H.J. Lamb in 1948 for plants. Okay, so he has coined that for plants. Okay, fine. The next important point that you should understand, okay, with respect to taxonomy is the name Adolf Meyer. Adolf Meyer first proposed the term taxon. Is the first to propose the term taxon for animals. Okay, so now this becomes important, animals and plants. If they ask you for animals, it becomes Adolf Meyer, and if they ask you for plants, it becomes H.J. Lamb in 1948. Okay, fine. Now So this was an introduction part with respect to the taxonomic hierarchy. Okay, fine. Now we will be moving to some more in detail concept with respect to taxonomic hierarchy. As you already know, there is some sequence to it, there is a framework to it. So I want to discuss the framework of taxonomic hierarchy into a concept what we call as now taxonomic categories. Okay, so we'll be discussing taxonomic categories now. Okay, so we are discussing now taxonomic category. Okay, now to just make you aware of the taxonomic category, I am just giving you a sequence so that you understand. Okay, so taxonomic categories could be defined as K, D, C. Remember this out. Okay, then you have S, S, O. Now some names are not often used, and something what we call it as F, G, S. So you have K, D, C, S, S, O, and F, G, S. This could be a taxonomic category. Okay, now what I want to say, I'll try and make you aware while using these categories. I'll take one example of an animal over here. Okay, I'm just writing it as animal. Okay, and I am writing here a plant. Okay, I'm not naming it any animal, any plant, because I want to just make you aware that I am classifying finally an animal and the plant. Okay, so what I do, I write the sequence which I want. Okay, fine. So K will be for kingdom. Okay, same way K will be for kingdom. Okay, fine. Now you have D, which is known as division. Okay, with respect to plant, I just make up a partition so that you understand. Okay, so KDC, that becomes class. Okay, the S becomes subclass. Okay, I'll revise it here. Now you have subclass, you have series, you have order, family, genus, and species. Okay, fine. Now if you can relate that with kingdom, D, KDC, S, SO, and F, G, S, so it becomes easy for you for the remembrance. Okay, so whatever I have written on this particular side right now, this becomes the category. So I hope you understand, this becomes the category. Okay, fine. And whatever I'll be mentioning here, that becomes the taxon. So whatever I'm mentioning here, that becomes the taxon. So this will be having a separate taxon, this will be having a separate taxon, this will be having a separate taxon, and so on. Now the main important stuff which I want to discuss with you with respect to the category kingdom. We discuss, you have a word here which is known as division, but while classifying an animal, this division is replaced by a word that is known as phylum. Okay, fine. Then you have class, you have subclass. Okay, you have series, you have order, you have family, you have genus, and species. Okay, fine. The only change while classifying an animal in the taxonomic category, phylum and the division, these two stuff you should remember it out. Okay, So division word is used in plants while classifying the taxonomic category, and in the animal phylum is used instead of division. Rest all is the same. This you should remember by heart. Okay, fine. So this is what is with respect to taxonomic categories. Okay, now if you can understand this, kingdom is the top most rank, okay, and species is the lowest. Okay, same here, the species is lowest and kingdom is at the top. Okay, it is at the top and it is at the lowest or the low position. Okay, so species is the lowest in taxonomic categories. I repeat, species is the lowest in the taxonomic categories and kingdom is at the highest position in the taxonomic categories. Okay, fine. Now you understand this is an lowest or the smallest structure. Okay, fine. Now more importantly, which is the basic structure for a taxonomic category? So species becomes the basic structure. Okay, if species is not there, you cannot further classify this particular concept. Okay, so this was with respect to the taxonomic categories. Well, I'll revise or sum up quickly. Taxonomic categories, I made you aware of the sequence KDC, SSO, FGS. Okay, then we tried and classified to distinguish either the animal or either the plant. Okay, one side I have written the categories, here also I have written the categories for animal classification and plant classification. Okay, so the sequence is KDC, SSO, FGS. Okay, same way only in kingdom Animalia, while classifying the animals, the division is replaced by phylum and rest all are one and the same. What we said ahead, kingdom is always at the highest or the top level, where the species are always at the lowest level. Okay, in plants, kingdom are at the toppest part and the species is at the lowest part. So species is the basic feature of this particular whole taxonomic category. If species are not there, genus is not formed. Genus is not there, family is not formed. Okay, now we'll understand what is the sequencing and ordering of this so that we could understand very properly. Okay, now as you already know, this is a graded pattern, so it is from the top to bottom. We need to understand each and every aspect. Okay, so basically we'll just see up. Species are grouped, species together are grouped, okay, to form a genus. Genus are grouped with the similar characteristics to form families. Okay, families are grouped to form order. Okay, order are grouped to form series. Series are grouped to form subclass. Subclass is grouped to form class. Okay, classes are grouped to form phylum. We are going to discuss more with respect to the taxonomic categories. Okay, so few points you should remember. The first point what I need to discuss is about Carolus Linnaeus. Okay, Carolus Linnaeus. Okay, Carolus Linnaeus suggested 5 categories. Okay, he suggested me 5 categories for the classification. Okay, you should know which are the 5 categories that he suggested. I just mentioned their name. Okay, the first category what he has mentioned is 5 categories that he has mentioned is class, he has mentioned order, he has mentioned about genus, species, and one is very different from rest, the variety, which you will not find here. Okay, so this is something different what he has found out. Okay, fine, in the taxonomic category. Now the next point with respect to it, there is a scientist named John Ray. Okay, John Ray here is important in 1693. Okay, he has given an input that the species, okay, species are basic unit of classification. Without species, classification cannot take place. If species is not found, this all becomes useless. Okay, now presently this point becomes very important. Presently 7 obligate category are used in classification. So there are 7 categories which are obligate. Now you should understand what is obligate. For classifying anything you require 7 obligate. Obligate means you need to have it compulsory. Okay, you should have at least 7. Out of these 7 are required. Okay, so these are the categories. Out of these categories at least 7 categories are required. I will tell you what are the categories that you require. You require species. Okay, final, just with 7 are compulsory, I'll let you know. Okay, the first is species you require, genus you require second. Okay, then you require family, the third, then you require order, fine, then you require class, then you require phylum, and then you require kingdom. So these are the obligatory categories which you require for the classification. If you like today's video, thank you for watching. Please subscribe the channel and forward it to your friend as possible, so that they could also get the conceptual basis and taxonomic category. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Thank you.